Hello, YouTube coin collectors and stackers. Today we're going to be getting a first look at the 2025 United States Mint Uncirculated Coin Set. And I have the this giant 1909S VDB. Yeah, that's a VDB. Penny down here because this was the first year of the Lincoln Cent, and it's rumored and potentially confirmed that this will be the last year of the Lincoln Cent, although we may have some, not intended for circulation ones in 2026, but this will be the last intended for circulation Lincoln Cent. So I wanted to go ahead and get a couple of sets. I actually got 10, and I'm glad I did because checking the initial sales numbers for this set, there's 190,000 limit on this set, and 110,000 have already sold. So there's absolutely no question this set is going to sell out very, very shortly. Much faster than the 2025 proof set, which I did a video of earlier. And that one looks like it's going to sell out, but it's taken a bit longer. But this one is fast track to sell out. So let's just dig in. I've not opened any of these yet, and so I'm going to go ahead and open this first one. Maybe I'll open it off camera so that I don't end up screwing up the box or anything like this while I'm trying to get it open. But here we go. And I wanted, also just take a look at the quality of these coins. So we have, let's just start with, put this one down here. And as we know, this is going to be the last year of the women's set. I'm going to just zoom in really, really a lot here so we can get around sort of the ring light issues. And let's kind of look at the quality of the coins here that we see. And you can see, some scuffing and stuff. That's not an MS-70, right? The question becomes, is that the last Lincoln Cent? Are these, crack outable? If you look on eBay, these guys in like MS-70 are selling for a pretty penny. And, I bought some of these sets in hopes that I might get some that I could actually crack out of here and submit. And that one actually looks pretty good. There's something in the field up there. That could just be some dust. Yeah, that was just dust. That one looks really clean and well struck. So that's actually a good sign. And we have the last year of the women quarters here. We have this one, the Juliet Gordon Low. That's the last year of the whole women's quarter program. And as we know, next year in 2026, we have the 250th anniversary, and there's all sorts of exciting coins and designs for that anniversary of our independence in 1776. Well, our independence came years later, but that's when we declared it. Here is the Jefferson nickel, another one. Is this one going to be around much longer? And rumor has it that this is the last year also of this Kennedy half dollar. And 2027, when he comes back, he's going to be facing to the right instead of to the left. And let's look at the reverses and see what kind of quality we got there. Let me take a look here and we brush that off and see. And we have some rub there. That could be just from the planchet. Oh, that's the reverse. Here's a reverse of the Sacagawea. Of course, as you guys know, there's going to be this crazy Sacagawea coin coming out, actual gold coin. I think it's limited to 10,000. That sucker's coming out to do the 25th anniversary of Sacagawea coin. And so that's the reverse. That's cool. I like that. It's a new reverse for this year. And there's, of course, the obverses for the quarters, which they have flipped around because the reverses on the quarters are more prominent to display. All of these appear to be very, very well struck. From the Philly Mint, with the exception of the Sacagawea, which had a little bit of chatter up along the rim there. Although I think this metal is tough, this brass manganese metal itself. It tends to get pretty scuffy. You can see the hits on her cheek there. And in the field, that this one had a little bit of rougher handling at the Denver Mint. Let's look at the one from Philly again. Yeah, much cleaner. Much, much cleaner. Looks like it was handled with a little bit more care there than this one. Let's look at the Lincoln Cent. Let me wipe it off here because it's definitely coming out of a box that's got cardboard stuff on it. Definitely noticing a little bit of scuffing on the rim and stuff. Still seeing that there's a nice hit below his beard right there, between his beard and 2025. So that one's definitely not a 70. So that one won't be cracked out because it ain't worth cracking them out unless you think you have a snowball's chance and where of getting a 70 on any of these. Yeah, and I'm noticing a difference in quality even on this Juliet Gordon Low. Look at the scratch just there at like 2 o'clock in the field, just to the right of her head there. This one seems a lot better. There's a scratch there between quarter and dollar. Not that I'm being so picky, but these are supposed to be handled with a little bit of extra care, particularly when you're, limiting this to 190,000 sets. But that is interesting. You definitely see, let's look at the reverses and see, starting with the Sacagawea. And the cent, which is the real big one, that's the important one in this set, is the cent, as we discussed. The reverses, there's a nice hit there, just at 2 o'clock in the Monticello. I don't want to crack open too many of these because I want to keep them in the boxes, but look at the scratch on George Washington's cheek right there. And let's just take another quick look just at the reverses on the Philly sets. A little scratch on his cheek. Oh, there's kind of a digger there on his jowl. But definitely, the Sacagawea is a lot nicer. And it'll be interesting as I crack out these sets and take a closer look at them. Again, I'm not going to crack open a whole bunch of them. Maybe we'll do one more just for the sake of having more than, one set in a sample. So let me do one more at random here. And let me see. Give me a second. Oh, these unboxing videos, you want to unbox it on the video, but they really glued this one shut pretty good. Let me see here. Oh, no, this doesn't want to come. I'm not going to fight with that one. Let's do a different one that may be a little easier. They really glued these shut, man. Oh, here we go. We're going to look at this one. There we go. Well, yeah, I'm trying to be careful with these because I'd like them to stay in the boxes, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way with a knife. There we go. All right, let's take a look just quickly at the quality of the second set, starting again with Philadelphia. And let me zoom in really close so we can see. Oh, she's got nice clean Sacagawea. Pretty nice Lincoln. Again, that's the important one. Pretty nicely struck. Not a lot of chatter, a little bit here and there. A little hit on the dime there. That Juliet Gordon Low looks really good. Got some scratches on the cheek there of Dr. Vera Rubin. Althea Gibson looks good, and there's a hit right below Justice on that one. Again, looking pretty good. George has got a scratch on his cheek there. But overall, let's look at the penny again, or the cent rather. Cent looks really good on both of these Philly sets. Do another closer look at, yeah, we can see some scratches there on the cheek of JFK. So let's compare that to the Denver again, starting with the Sacagawea. And we see already out of the gate, let me wipe that off. That Sacagawea again is definitely a little more roughly handled than the one from Philly. Let me wipe that off and see. Cent looks pretty good. There's a little bit of something in the field by 2025. Again, some more hits on the low. And a little dinger on the chin of Jefferson. And a little bit of a scratch right there. See, coming right down his cheek. Let's look at the penny again, or the cent rather. Sorry, I was listing a bunch of actual British pennies earlier today on my eBay store, and I got the word penny in my mind. The cent on all of these actually looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I'm sure I'll be able to find a couple that I'll be able to maybe break out and submit for grading. Again, check out eBay and take a look at the what's going on with some of these Lincoln cents that are graded MS70, and it's pretty out. outrageous in my mind, considering they're, if you imagine what's going to happen with the population reports on these as time goes on, right? More and more of these get submitted as they make it out into circulation or get cracked out of sets like this. You could end up with quite a number of MS70s. But early on, they're definitely trading at kind of nosebleed prices. Well, there's your first look at the 2025 uncirculated set. We actually looked at two sets just to compare the quality, and it definitely appears that the Philly quality on average appears to be better than the Denver quality, at least in my opinion. Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, happy collecting.